Hello, today is 2022 March the 1st. I haven't made a video in a while. I've been a bit busy lately, but today is a quick demonstration of using Snakemake with Singularity. So just before we start, so this is the official documentation of Snakemake. One important aspect of doing research is distribution and reproducibility. So you're doing your research and you would want to, you want to prove that you've actually done the research and you can reliably reproduce the results. So say you need to verify what you've done so you can go back to it and do it. One important thing is, so there are a lot of ways to make your Snakemake pipeline reproducible, make it reliable. For instance, using Conda or other containerized solutions. I'm going to demonstrate using Singularity, and there is, if you go to the documentation, you can find the notes here, some instructions. So that's where you can find that. So I'm going to be using Singularity. So this is the official documentation for Singularity, version 3.9. I'm running version 3.8, I think. I'll just double check. But this is where you can find notes about Singularity. I'm not going to explain what Singularity is in depth. It's just a containerized system. So kind of like Docker, but they are both container systems, but they work slightly differently and are used in a bit of different environments. So just to quickly, just before we start, I just want to check that my Snakemake version is the latest as of today, 7.0.1. And my Singularity version that's installed is 3.8.1. Okay, so as usual, let's make a quick rule. So let's do rule hello, like always. It's got no input. Let's make an output of hello.text. Now, I haven't demonstrated the use of the script directive before, but I'll just quickly go ahead. So we'll do test.py, and then we are going to make a new file, test.py, and here we are going to do import sys, and then I'm going to open a file. So for now I'll do this. There is a way of taking this directive information directly that is read by the Python script, but I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to hard code the same output file. So we're going to do write as f, and then f write. I'm going to output the version of the Python we're running into the file, and then just a new line. Okay, simple enough. So two scripts, just gonna put it side by side. So a snake file that has a rule that is running the test.py script to output the hello.text file. Okay, so I'm going to run that. I'm just going to use cause one and then hello.text. I'm going to specify the output. I run that, and then the output is created. So one job is executed and this output is created. And if we have a look here, the version of Python that was used is saved in the file. So I have my version of Python 3 is 3.9.6. Okay, so that is just a quick demonstration of using external scripts. That's not intentional, but I'll probably do in a separate video about that. So I'm going to introduce two more directives. It's going to be Singularity, and then there's the container. They both work the same as far as I know. Well, mostly the same. So but let's just be a bit more explicit, because for container you could mean Docker. So, but I might confuse some people here a bit, but I am going to do Docker. So if you know Singularity a bit, it won't be too difficult, but here this is Singularity documentation, and this is it just shows you some options of, I can use Docker or library. It's just a bootstrap agent where you are specifying. So here I'm writing Docker, so that means I'm trying to get the image from Docker Hub rather than Singularity container, library, or some other location. Okay, so here let's first, I don't want this. I've actually picked out a particular image I wanted to pull. So here, so in Docker Hub, there's a Python image with multiple tags available. I'm running 3.9.6 Python, so I'm going to pull this one. So here I'm going to get the name Python here, and then I'm going to put a colon to specify the particular tag I want. I'm going to paste that. So I'm specifying that I want to pull this particular tag of the image. Okay, so I'm going to save. So the first output we generated was hello.txt with the 3.9.6. That's the Python version that is installed on my system. I'm going to remove that, delete, let's close that. So now I can run this again, but I'm going to this time add another parameter, is use Singularity. Hope this is clearly visible. So here I'm going to use Singularity. So if I do that, if I run, you see Snakemake is saying that it's, let me scroll up. You see Snakemake is pulling the Singularity image from Docker Hub, the Python 3.11.0, and once that's pulled, the job is executed, but the job is executed inside the container image. So the pulled container image is in here. So when you first execute Snakemake, Snakemake makes this directory where it's got a lot of metadata and some interesting things, and it saves the image in the Singularity directory with the long randomized name. So let me just close that. Okay, so that's that. So what happened is we defined the Singularity image that we want to run the rules. So because we ran Snakemake with the use Singularity parameter, the rule was executed inside this image, and because there's a different version of Python inside that's running, so if we have a look at the content, it's 3.11.0. Okay, so a couple more ways of running this. So instead of specifying the URI of the container, what we can do instead, I'm going to comment, what we can do instead is give it a path to the location. So I'm going to pull the same image, Singularity pull, and then that, paste that, and then it's going to pull the image. To prepare this video, I pulled it before, so that's why it's really quick. It made this image, Singularity image. When you're doing this for the first time, it will take a lot longer. So just keep that in mind. So instead of having inputting the URI, you can give it the local path to this. So Python, I'm just going to copy the name here. So I gave it a path instead. So I'm going to delete hello.txt again. I'm going to run with the use Singularity command, and here it says activating Singularity image. That's located in this location. So again, so this, if we look at the file content, it's 3.11. So instead of giving the URI of the container, I gave it the path to the local inside the local file system where the image is stored. And one last thing before I finish is that this is the Singularity directive. I've put it in the global scope of the snake file. So if I say it had another rule, and then I put world.txt, and then I just do shell echo hello world to the output. If I do that, and then I do Singularity, use Singularity, and then output world.txt, again it activated the Singularity image to run this code inside that image to make this output file. What you could do instead is have that inside the rule. So here I'm going to delete the world.txt, and then if I run this with the use Singularity, it's not going to activate the Singularity container anymore, because there's no global Singularity directive that's inputted, and the rule itself doesn't have a container or Singularity directive specified. So if I do that, it's just going to run this code in the host system rather than inside a container. And if I do, you see how the activating Singularity message isn't shown in the logs. But if I do hello.txt, which is this rule, and this does have a Singularity directive, so if I run that, oh sorry, I'm going to remove the file first, and then I run it, and you see it's activating the Singularity image to run that rule. Okay, that is it. Hope that was helpful to you, and I will see you in the next video. Please leave a comment if you're curious about anything, or you still have any questions. I will answer them if I have time. Okay, thank you.